Yeah, hi friends. The previous tutorial we discussed about the string class and what are the methods are available in the string class. So we already know about the like programmatically also we cover the inter methods as well as the where we can use the method. Now I am going to explain the string buffer. So what is the string buffer in Java? So I am going to take one class. Here I am writing string buffer. So what is the string buffer in Java? Where we can use the string buffer? What has the advantage of the string buffer? And what is the difference between the string and string buffer? So now we are going to see what is the string buffer. Actually, string buffer is an class. So we know that actually what string also it's one kind of class, and as well as the string buffer is a one kind of class. So the string buffer provides some functionality of the strings. We know the strings. So string is a character of string is a group of characters, not a character of string is a group of characters we know. And the string buffer is provides much functionality of the strings. And we know that string represent the pixel length. So whenever we are writing the string, that is the pixel length, and it is immutable. We covered the previous tutorial. What is the immutable? So, and we know that string is immutable, and it is the pixel length characters. So, but in string buffer, it represents the growable and writable characters sequence. So, so we know that the string is the pixel length characters and the string buffer is an growable or writable sequence. So this is called the string buffer, and the string buffer contains some characters as well as some substring. And in string buffer, we can insert in the middle. So in string buffer, we can insert the middle or the append to at the end. It automatically grow to the make. So we just now I covered string buffer is a growable. So in the middle of the character, we can insert the characters. In the append means lost. In the lost also we can insert the characters. So this is what the string buffer. So just keep in mind string is a pixel length character. String buffer is a growable and writable sequence. So this is the string buffer, and we know that the string buffer is and the string buffer class extend are inherited from the object class. So internally it use like internally it use the object extends object class. No, externally we are not writing any object class. So internally it take care of it, and and the string buffer internally implements of serializable and appendable char sequence. These are the interfaces that all internally it's implemented, and the string buffer as safe for use. So in string buffer when we are writing the multi-threaded programming, whenever we are going to write the multi-threaded programming, we can use the string buffer. So the string buffer can access the multiple threads. So internally whatever the methods are available in the string buffer, so all the methods are synchronized. So already we covered the synchronized. So what is the synchronized? So synchronization means if one by one thread is entered to the application. Whenever we are writing the synchronizer at method level, once one thread is doing some other work, so another thread it will not enter into the what method area, whatever code we are written. So this is what the synchronization. The sync buffer in sync buffer, whatever the methods are available, the whole methods are synchronized. So we can easily use our multi-threaded environment program. So we can go for the string buffer instead of sync. And and as well as inherit the sum of the methods from the object class. So is some inherit the sum of the method. So I'm writing the methods. Some method is clone and equals. So these methods are inherited from the object class. So already I discussed about the string buffer class internally extend from the object class. So these methods are available in the object class. So we can easily access in the string buffer class. So this is what the string buffer. I am going to write what are the constructors are available and what are the methods are available in string buffer. So just I'm again I explain the one to many. So what is the string buffer? Actually, string buffer is then a class. It's contain the nature of the growable and writable the sequence. So we know that, and the string buffer implements the serializable, appended, or cat sequence. These are the interfaces internally implemented, and we can access the whole methods, which whatever the methods are available in object class. This method we can access. We can specify anything, so directly we can access. So this is string buffer class, and in multi-threaded environment, we can go for the string buffer because whatever the methods are available in the string buffer class, all the methods are synchronized. So we can get the thread safety. So this is the string buffer. Now I am writing the constructors. So what is the constructor? So this is the one default constructor. So this is the one more constructor. So these three are the constructors are available in a string class. So I am going to explain each constructor. So first I am going to explain the first constructor. So as when we are seeing the string buffer constructor, we can easily identify. So it is the default constructor, and we can specify our value. So int size we can specify the 16. We can specify the 10. So internally the string buffer 10 object is created. So what is this thing? So if you are writing the string object, we can pause the string object by creating a string buffer object. Internally, the string buffer object created and the string object is stored. So this is what the string buffer, this third constructor uses. So first constructor is the default constructor. So in that some logic is there. I am going to explain. So whenever we are creating a string buffer default constructor, so this is the like there is no parameter. This is the constructor. Uh, so whenever we are going to create this constructor, so internally it's created 16 character space. It's created 16 character space without reallocation. So every time is going to create a 16 character. So by using this constructor, it internally creates a 16 character space. So that is what the default constructor. So this is we know already. So we can specify our own values for creating how many objects we require. We can specify the value. So we can create an object. Explicit if you provide the value, it's created that many string buffer object. So The third one is what is there. The string buffer accepts the string arguments. So if you are writing, we can say that here we write string s is equals to new string of some we pass the values. So internally, if you write in string buffer sb is equals to new string buffer, so we can pass s. So like we can create a string buffer object. So first we create a string object. The string object we pass it to string buffer. So this is what we like. We can create an object. So here, what is happening here? The string object. This is the reference of the string object. It's accepting as a argument. String buffer is one of the argument. So again, it's going to create. It's created, and whatever the object are available in the string class. So we passed as a reference. So we passed the reference to the string buffer. So it's creating string buffer object with the string object. So this is the what in this line is created string object. So like if you are writing something here, so I'm going to write. So if you write Java for all, internally it's created Java for all, comma, some 16 characters space. So this is the string buffer is going to create it. So like it's created an object. Like this is the string buffer third constructor. So come to the methods. How many methods are available? So what are the methods? For seeing the method, we can easily understand where we can use this method. So now I am writing length method. Length and capacity. So easily we can understand the method length method where we can use the length method where we can use the capacity. So this is what the two method and one more method is append. So this is one more method append and one more method is insert and reverse. So this is the reverse method and delete. So one more is available delete cat. So and replace. Ensure capacity. So these are the methods are available in our string buffer class. So by seeing the almost we aware of, so where we can use these methods. So we know that by seeing this length method, so we can find how many characters, what is the length of the string buffer object. So what is the capacity, how many objects we can store in the string buffer. Append means we can add the elements. So append means we can add the like we can say that add the text at the end of our previous object. So insert means we know that we can insert the values. So we can insert the specified location also. And one more method is reverse. We know that if you want to reverse the characters, if you want to revert the string, we can go for it. If you want to delete the characters for string, we can go for the delete. And the delete caret method is so specifying the character we can delete it. So replace instead of some we can go for the replace characters, replace the strings. We can go for the replace. So the last one is ensure capacity. So where we can use the ensure capacity. Actually, it is used to increase the capacity of the string buffer object. So if you want to, we require the more of the more capacity. So we can so internally it's created 16 spaces. So we know that 16 objects is created. So so if you want to more capacity, we can go for it. The new capacity will be set. So what is happening is when you write this ensure capacity method, so it will increase the capacity of the string buffer object, and the new capacity will be set either the value is specified or twice the current capacity place. So what happening there is, so like we know that the capacity, so we can say the capacity is 10. So whenever we write the ensure capacity, whenever we write the ensure capacity that at internally, so default we wrote the 10 is plus 2. So like the ensure capacity will work. So if you want to increase the capacity, we can go for the ensure capacity. So this is some difficult. We will explain later in the programmatic way. So remaining, we know where we can use these methods. So this is the string buffer class. So now what I am doing is I am going to write the programmatical. So easily you can understand where we can use the string method, where we can what are the constructors are available in the string buffer class. So this is our today class. So just so now I'm going to write string buffer programmatically.